there is a fucking boating ban on the Ottawa River. For all vessels, not just for huge shipping container boats, not just for speedboats, not just for jet skis, but also for kayaks and surfboards. The ban is enforced by a potential fine of anything from $250 to $5,000, which is a huge deterrent for anybody looking to enjoy the amazing whitewater of the Ottawa Valley in a beautiful place with their friends today. And it's probably going to lead to them making an entire video about all the faults that they find with this ban. Reason number one why I find this ban ridiculous is that it encompasses all sorts of watercraft, and one of the reasons why they've put this ban in place is because they're worried about the wakes from boats knocking over the sandbag walls that people have built to protect their houses, which is maybe a fair point, but there is a huge difference in the wake from a speedboat to the wake made from a jet ski to the wake made from a kayak, which is almost non-existent. Reason number two, this ban encompasses such a huge area of the Ottawa River, and the landscape and the amount of people living by the river changes drastically just a couple miles down this river. And so, whilst there are houses upstream that have been affected, where there have been sandbag walls built, which myself and my friends helped to build, in the whitewater section where we want to go kayaking, there are no houses affected, absolutely zero. There are no houses, no sandbags, we're not going to knock anything over, cause more damage, or anything like that. Reason number three, apparently this ban is for our safety, which I find really frustrating because there's this mentality that as a sport, we're adrenaline junkies and we don't know what we're doing, and we're looking for risks and all this stuff, and that just could not be true. We're just trying to have a good time on the water with my friends. That's all I want to do. I'm not looking for any sort of adrenaline kick or anything like that. I'm just trying to have fun with my friends. Leave me the fuck alone. Reason number four, there are currently employees of the government patrolling up and down the road where the put-in and take-out to this beautiful section of whitewater is, trying to enforce the ban and actively looking to find people, which I think is just such a huge waste of resources. Because surely those people could be helping the people that have houses affected with the floods. They could be helping to sandbag, they could be helping to pump water out. Surely there's a better use for those people than just trying to take my money. I've actually lost count of what point I was on, but my biggest thing that I find at fault with this ban is that the only reason it's allowed to be in place is because it was brought in as an act a few years ago, and that its intended use was to protect marine mammals from shipping containers. It wasn't intended to ban people like myself or my friends from accessing the whitewater, and I just find it so unjust that it's allowed to be put in place and used for that. It's absolutely obscene to be able to bend an act or a law in such a way that you can use it for this intent, for this use, for a use that it's not intended for. It's just crazy to me, and I wish that I had a lawyer friend or the money to just go out there and get fined, because I'm sure that you could argue this point away in court. I'm sure you have a case there for why this boating ban should not be allowed. But I don't have a lawyer friend or a spare $5,000, so I'm not gonna risk it and make my point, unfortunately. The craziest thing for me about this boating ban is that when I heard about it, and I heard that it was the Transport Minister of Canada that brought it into effect, I was like, that's probably a fat, dumb old guy that has no idea what he's doing. And then I googled him, and his name is Mark Garneau, and Mark Garneau is actually an astronaut, which makes him vastly more intelligent than myself. And the thing that I find most disappointing about his decision is that as an astronaut, I feel like you're highly trained, and you go through years of training to deal with stressful situations and to make good decisions in a stressful situation. And this boating ban, to my mind, is not a good decision at all, because it creates so much animosity and frustration from people like myself that enjoy sports on these rivers that are causing no harm to anyone, and the ban affects drastically because we're trying to get on the water every day and progress and shoot media and do all of this stuff, and we can't do it. Anyway, I think I've vented enough for today of my frustrations. I really hope that they lift this ban soon, or that I find a lawyer friend in Canada, or I somehow find $5,000 in my back pocket that I haven't noticed yet. And And yeah, I guess that's all. I'm gonna go and try and find a way for me to burn off some of this frustration. I'll probably go running and then go for a swim in the river, because I am allowed to go for a swim in the river. I'm just not allowed to be in a vessel in the river. But I can swim in the river, you can't find me for that. And I'll probably run back to the house. That's my plan for today. Let's go! That's pretty wild, huh? That's the river flowing over the road through properties on that island. Wild. You could almost surf one of those if it wasn't for the trees behind it. The high water actually got rid of a lot of the good swimming spots, because as you can see, it's just rushing past me. But there's a chill little eddy right here. I'm gonna dunk myself in. Doesn't look that great for actually swimming around in. Probably pretty shallow. And there's a bunch of debris from the floodwater, so it looks a bit gross, but it's okay. I'm not trying to swim a distance or anything like that. I'm just trying to dunk myself in the freezing cold water because I don't want to do it. And it's important to make yourself do the things that you don't want to do sometimes so that you don't grow up to be a sissy. I really hope that I don't get attacked by beavers and that my phone is waterproof. It is good and frosty in here. There's a lot of things about the Wim Hof breathing technique, and I've tried it a few times, but I think it works, but I don't really notice a massive difference from doing it normally. And I think the biggest thing is just being open to the fact that it's not the worst feeling in the world ever, and just trying to be stubborn and tough it out for as long as you can. I think that's what is most important, more than anything, more than any breathing technique in my eyes, is just being stubborn and just having the mental capacity to be like, yep, it's uncomfortable, but it's not gonna last forever. We'll be all right. That being said, it's bloody cold in here. Honestly, the worst part of that is not necessarily the feeling of cold or like the tingles or anything like that. It's just how bad it hurts my nuts. I need like a set of neoprene nut huggers or something. Whoa.